guys want to hear this moose story?
Did that Josh and...
You don't need to record it.
Do you want to hear the moose story?
I do, yeah.
Alright, when I was first in Scouts, I saw a moose on my first camping trip. I was 11 years old. I just got my Boy Scout crossed over to Boy Scouts, and it was November. My birthday's in November. And we were camping, my very first camping trip in Scouts. We were going to New Hampshire. So we went to New Hampshire, and I, being a little kid, fell asleep in the back of the car. And I had no idea we were going, I just know we were going to a cabin. So as we're going, we're traveling in 3 or 4 cars. The one in the front was the Scoutmaster with all the firewood, because we were going to a cabin to bring all the wood with us, in the back of his pickup truck. The next car was the Assistant Scoutmaster, and another guy in the front seat, and me and 2 other kids in the back seat. And then behind us was another vehicle with more kids. And I fell asleep kind of against the window, and next thing I know, I wake up and there's snow everywhere, right? I look out the window and there's about a foot of space next to the window, and this big wall of snow about 6 foot tall. And I look out the other window and it's the same thing. There's a little narrow space and about a 6-foot wall of snow. What had happened was the plows had plowed it up so high. It was a narrow road, only one car could pass, and it was like kind of going over the mountain instead of around the mountain to get to our cabin. And we stopped, and that's when I woke up. And I said, "Are we there?" And they said, "No, we don't know what's going on." So the Scoutmaster got out of his truck and squeezed between his truck and the snowbank and came back to talk to the guy driving my car. And he says, "I can't go anywhere. There's a moose in front of my truck." And then we looked up ahead, and he had his lights on. We could see the moose standing way back there, you know. And he says, "Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my lights on, blink him a couple times, and see what the moose does. Hopefully he'll run the other way." So the Scoutmaster starts driving his truck slowly, creeping slowly, and the moose puts his head down and starts going like this, you know, and clawing his front paw. He was going to charge. And I didn't know, but he's doing all this, you know. And the guy driving my car says, oh no, he's going to charge. So he charges right at the Scoutmaster's car, truck rather, and gets wedged between the truck and the snowbank. And he starts taking his head and going like this. And there's firewood flying all over the place out of the back of the pickup truck, hitting the front of our car, making dents and all this noise, and the kids are screaming and stuff, you know. So we start to back up real slowly as the moose is wiggling through, and he squeezes past the truck and the snowbank, and he starts heading right for us. So he starts to back up the car that we're in, back up, and he's going a little faster, and the moose starts to run. He's going faster, and the moose starts to run faster, and he gets to a point where he loses control, and the car spins around like this and gets wedged front end to that snowbank, back end into that snowbank. My door, moose, coming right at me full speed. Now, the guy behind me, he's backed up. He's way back. The moose comes, boom, and hits the door, right? I'm screaming. I'm thrown against this other kid behind me, screaming, right? His head comes through, and he starts thrashing around, right? And I'm like, oh my God. And, you know, it's like saliva and spit and snot. Everywhere's nasty, you know? And the Scoutmaster the Assistant Scoutmaster kind of touches him on the nose and calms the moose down. He just calms down. I was like, whoa, that was cool, you know? And I'm waiting for the moose to leave, but he just kind of stays there. And he starts to back out. When the car behind me starts coming up again slow, puts on his high beams, and the moose starts flipping out again. And he's flipping out, and he kind of reaches down with his big blubbery lips, and he grabs me right by the leg. And he starts pulling my leg. Just like I'm pulling yours.
Oh! That was good.